Our community, it's a long story.
First, we have an abbey in France. They had an interest in young vocations to the monastic life from America, and they wanted to have a place for them, a monastery in America.
That's what happened in the year 2000. A Rule of Life is from St. Benedict. The first monks were in Egypt. Some men would go off in the wilderness and live there just to pray. And then later it became organized, and hundreds and thousands of men did this in Egypt. And then it spread to Europe. There'd be a village around them, and a town, and then a city. And then it would happen again and again and again. A monastery can be a kind of a center of spiritual, cultural wisdom that can help people in many ways. Some young men want to enter, people visit to come to Mass, see the liturgy. The liturgies are 7 days, 7 times a day.
Gregorian chant is part of our life. Our life consists of community prayer, prayer in choral prayer, and thus we get involved in Gregorian chant because Gregorian chant is the medium through which we express our prayer. Gregorian chant is based on the Psalms. It's the Psalms raised to another level of music, just above the simple recitation. Here we are, here at the beginning of the 21st century, implementing in our little way the full beauty of Gregorian chant. Music is the vehicle of the prayer of praise, which is characteristic of our monastic life, our Benedictine way of life. We have young men entering, and in this cultural context, they don't generally have much experience of Gregorian chant. A whole training is necessary. They are given classes in chant.
People often ask me whether you have to be a good singer in order to be a monk, because some of the monks are called choir monks, and that's one of the things people notice the most about the monks is that, oh, they're singing all the time in the church. But the answer is no, you don't have to know how to sing or be a good singer, because we don't come to the monastery in order to pursue a singing career or have a great choir or anything like that. Gregorian chant is not just another genre of music like the others, even though at the music store it might have its own section, like a genre. But in that sense, it's not exactly music, it's more prayer. Just does amazing things in your soul. To marry the sacred text to music results in this beautiful experience.
One aspect of our life being Gregorian chant, from time to time we record music so that people who can't come here can hear the music, the beauty of this chant, beauty of music that goes out to the world with this recording. You know, the theme of the record is Rorate, Cœli, you know, drop down dew from heaven, and that was kind of the theme of the recording. It'd be a very rich message for those who were able to read and delve into this recording.
Some of the pieces we're doing are ones that most people have never heard. We do the Mass of the Vigil of Christmas, which is not Christmas Eve Mass. A lot of people go to Mass on Christmas Eve, but this is a different Mass. It's the morning of Christmas Eve day. And there's some very beautiful chants in there. It's very simple. A lot of joy.
Cum feceris mirabilia non sus
My favorite piece is the title piece. It comes from the text of Isaiah, and it's very beautiful.
The chants that we chose were chosen in order to give an atmosphere of Advent, to give an impression of the time of year, of expectation, of preparation for Christmas. You have, at the beginning of the recording, you have some general chants marking the atmosphere. Toward the end, we end up with the Mass of the Vigil of Christmas, which is the Mass that we sing just before on Christmas Eve. Featuring also on the recording are two pieces of polyphony. One of them is a Amam Redemptoris Mater. That is the text of the hymn that we'll be singing, actually the simple and solemn tone toward the middle of the recording. We're working with Brad Mitchell. His qualifications and his musical sense were very helpful for the recording process. It works well when the producer encourages you to just go ahead and do things very naturally, and then afterwards provides the remarks which will help you to ameliorate with another take.
I do sessions every day, hundreds, probably thousands of sessions. Orchestras, string quartets, early music groups, that they perform the pieces. But here at Clear Creek, we're recording monks that actually live the music. They believe every word. They live it deeply. It's very special to be here. You walk around and, there are little calves out in the field and, they're growing the food that we eat for dinner and, praying and singing who knows how many hours a day. It's a peaceful, contemplative lifestyle.
Our oratory is an unfinished church. The whole church was designed by late T.G. Smith, who taught architecture at the University of Notre Dame, and was also kind of a leader of the classical movement in architecture these past couple of decades.
At Clear Creek, we do indeed have a wonderful space built for music. Much the way Carnegie Hall is built for an orchestra or choir or whatever sings there. This place is built for these monks to pray through their chant. And we've done a mic setup that I think will bring the listener a little bit closer to the monks here at Clear Creek. There have been some technical advances recently. We set up a mic array that we can mix in what's called Dolby Atmos, which is an immersive format, which basically can have a dome of sound over the listener.
My name is Brother Nicholas, choir monk, and entered about a couple of years ago and came from Canada. I heard the Gregorian Chant in Latin. That spoke to me a lot. That kind of knew it. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I paint some icons, help out at the farm with Brother Peter, with feeding the cows and whatnot. Also with the roads as well. Music is really important because for anybody, there's lots of different types of music for different purposes and things. Having listened to different music helped me appreciate the Gregorian Chant more because the Psalms kind of have built into them all the emotions of the human heart. Every single day is something really special that a monk gets to experience. You might say, well, I don't want to experience sorrow or pain. However, even in that, there can be spiritual joy. And so the divine office in praying is something that I really cherish as a monk, and I think it's one of the aspects that I treasure the most.
Beauty. Beauty is a language that everybody understands. Our life is very different from the normal life out in the world. This recording, we hope, will be a little window into our life.